Chiaki's mood seems to be affecting everyone else as well. Even Yukinari is silent as the grave. I mean, to be fair, right, Chiaki, look at him. He's all moody, arms crossed. He's sitting there in a bit of a sort of mood. Natsume's asleep with his headphones on. He's not doing anything at all. Masaharu's probably just thinking about basketball. I mean, it's fine is what I'm trying to say. We're silent most of the time anyway. After a few minutes of walking, Chiaki speaks up. Oh yeah, before I forgot, I'm going somewhere today after school, so nobody wait up for me. Visiting your grandmother again? Is she alright? For the last time, she's fine. We've just been talking and... Anyway, I've actually got somewhere else to go today. Her grave! Probably. Where are you going? It's none of your business. Sorry, that came out wrong. Don't worry, I won't be out very long. That's not what I'm worried about, but okay. Though he's a little uneasy about it, Shu ultimately drops the subject and the others do the same. The rest of the day passes by uneventfully. Almost everyone's on edge because of the midterms approaching, and Shu's on edge for totally different reasons. Well, let's read the message. I have a bad feeling that something's going to happen. The killer's quiet for too long. Be careful. Why would you say that unless you knew something was going to happen? But then if you knew something was going to happen and you were a clever killer, you wouldn't be fucking telling me. Whatever. Someone dies in the middle of the class! Probably not. The rest... Yeah, I've done that. When he opens up the time machine, he sees that Kyosuke has left him a new message. I hope the killer doesn't try anything until after next week. With exams coming up and Chiaki being so down in the dumps, I have enough to deal with. You have enough to deal with? Chiaki being in the dumps is not your problem. Shoo, it's irrelevant. After a particularly rowdy outing with some of his classmates, Shu heads back to the dorms in a gaze. There was a typo in there. Did you spot it? After changing his clothes, he collapses onto his bed, almost instantly falling asleep. Instantly. His sleep is fitful and he has the impression that he's being chased. The killer's done something. Shu! Natsume, what are you doing in my... Have you seen Chiaki? Uh-oh. Well then. So Kyosuke knew that something was going to happen. That's what I'm assuming. I'm not assuming he's just gone, oh, well, the killer's been quiet for too long. Beware. Like, you know what I mean? He's got to be in on it somehow. Have you seen Chiaki? What time is it? Isn't he sleeping over there? No one is ever sleeping over there, even when he is. Would I be waking you up if he was? Nobody's seen him since we were at school yesterday. I have a bad feeling that something's going to happen. The killer's been quiet for too long. Be careful. Shu thinks back to Kyosuke's message. No. Come now, there's no way. What are the chances that some random killer would go for Masaharu and Chiaki? It's impossible. Someone that knows you both. Kyosuke's already told you who is capable of time traveling. This isn't some random fuck. This isn't Joe Bloggs. Come on. Like, whatever. Isn't he at his grandmother's? Maybe he had to stay the night for some reason. You think so? I wonder. Well, you're probably right. Now I feel stupid for panicking so much. What are you doing up so early anyway? Well, yesterday Chiaki seemed really down, so I thought he might be feeling worse today, so I thought I'd come in and check on you both. But then I realised he wasn't there. Yukinari asked around, but nobody's seen him, so I wanted to ask you since you guys, well, live together. Sorry, I got back late last night, and I was tired, so I fell asleep on the spot without thinking much. I don't even know if he was here when I came back or not. It's okay, you were probably very tired. You probably right, though. Anyway, I'm just worrying too much. You're not. He's dead. He's dead as a dodo. He is extinct. There are no more Chiakis. You do tend to worry. A lot. Well, I guess I should go get ready for class. I hope he shows up. Shu gets out of bed and tries his hardest to ignore the growing feeling of dread making its way into his gut. Natsume does tend to worry, but why do I get the feeling that he might be onto something this time? It's because he's dead. He's just dead. The first day Chiaki's missing, no one thinks much of it. Maybe his grandmother is sick. Maybe there's more important business. That's what everyone thinks. But then 2 days pass, and then 3 days, and then 4. People begin to wonder, why would someone as studious as Chiaki miss midterms? What could be more important to someone than trying to get into a good university? When the school calls Jackie's grandmother to check up on him, however, she insists that he isn't there. The real question I feel that needs to be asked is whether he was there a week ago or something like that. The gossip intensifies with everyone pointing fingers at different people. By the time October the 19th rolls around, it's been a week since Jackie's last disappearance. He doesn't answer his phone, and since he didn't even tell Natsume about where he was going after school on the 12th, no one has any clue where he is. Jackie, where are you? Shu's just as lost as everyone else. Brother. A cold white hand reaches for him from the water once more. Shu surrenders himself to her and falls over the side of the bridge, no longer caring what happens next. There is no oxygen, there is no feeling. Yeah, okay, so we know this bit. The bridge, Shu, the bridge. Someone else is there. Darkness presses in from all sides. That bit was new. Shu awakens with a start, his body covered in a thin layer of cold sweat. For the first time since these dreams started, his mind is completely clear, but the implications of the dream weigh heavily on his heart. Why is it every time I have these nightmares, something bad happens? Is this an omen or a warning? What? No, mate, they're just dreams. You probably just don't remember the nightmares you're having. Outside, rain is falling and the wind is howling fiercely. When did these dreams start? What do they mean? Shu has no idea, but one thing is certain. Something awful has happened, and Shu's gut tells him it's related to Chiaki. Oh, you reckon? You genius. The 20th is a Saturday, and it's also the last day of exams. In a daze, Shu can hardly remember how he did in his tests. Probably not the surest sign of excelling, but he figures he's got more pressing matters to worry about. After school lets out, Shu finds his brothers near the lockers to tell them to leave without him. I've got something else to do today, so you guys go ahead. Are you sure, Shu? Yeah, I'll see you back at the dorms later. Don't stay out too late partying just because exams are over. Yeah. Don't you have to be 19 to drink in Japan? I wonder where we're partying. It must be at someone's house. Shu says goodbye to his brothers and leaves the school. Partying, huh? Guess I was actually in the mood for that. Shu decides to walk around town to stave off his restlessness he feels. Here, you're going to find him, he's going to be at the bridge and he's going to be dead. Perhaps Shu thinks he is searching for something, though he is not entirely sure what that something is. The bridge, go to the bridge. Shu approaches the Megan Bridge absently. He doesn't have a real destination in mind, and yet somehow, time and time again, he's drawn here. Someone else. The words come unbidden into his mind, and Shu feels a solid sense of dread form within him. This place is just full of bad memories for me. Aside from meeting Kyosuke, nothing's good ever happened here. He's dead. All you have to do is check in the water. Then, as he approaches, he notices a crowd forming in the middle of the bridge. Shu approaches them cautiously and tries to see what everyone's looking at. He's dead. Yep, dead. That's probably Jackie. It's hard to tell. Even though he can't break through completely, Shu sees more than even enough through the gaps in the crowd. This horrible feeling he's been having turns into palpable disgust and despair. Why? How could this happen? A woman Shu doesn't recognize wails as she reaches for Chiaki's mangled body. The world around Shu begins to spin. Let go of that body! What have you done? The crowd becomes agitated as people push each other out of the way to pull at her. Don't touch me! Jackie? Was that her sister? Though her grip is iron tight, eventually someone calls the police. When the officers arrive, they battle their way through the crowd, and they finally wrench Jackie's body away from the distraught woman. Everyone is pushed back behind yellow tape, and all eyes are glued to the horrible scene before them. We're gonna pass out again? Shu feels sick. He begins to struggle to stand, feeling as if the ground has been pulled away from beneath his feet. Chiaki. The woman who had been clutching Chiaki is now shrieking at the top of her lungs as she sobs. Give him back. Where are you taking Chiaki? Give him back. Man. Another murder. What did I say? He'd be murdered at the bridge. Over the next 48 hours, Shu has no idea what to think. Investigators are bewildered by the case, but the public seems convinced that the woman, though no one knows who she is at first, killed Jackie. After all, why else would she have been where she was, holding his dead body? But the woman is soon declared to be mentally unsound, and the investigators hit a wall in the case. She answers no questions and only repeats, "Give him back," over and over. It's then that Chiaki's grandmother steps forward and reveals to the media that the woman is Chiaki's birth mother. Days ago, Chiaki's mother had sent a letter asking to meet with him. Mother and child hadn't met for years, and she was desperate to see her again. Though his grandmother had begged him not to, Chiaki just decided to go. All too late, everything makes sense why Chiaki had been in a bad mood, why his grandmother had started being uncharacteristically nice to him. All these years, as far as Shu can remember, everyone had been told that Chiaki's mother was dead. He lived with his father when he was a toddler, and his grandparents took him in after his father's death in a tragic traffic accident. That was all anyone knew. Shu can't even begin to fathom how Chiaki must have taken the news. There's a typo in there. That his mother was actually alive and, after all this time, wanted to meet him. The police, not so easily moved, demand to know why Chiaki's grandmother didn't come public about this when he initially went missing. "I didn't want to bring shame upon our family," she says, offended by the implication. "I didn't think it was important. I didn't think she'd kill him." Though Chiaki's grandmother won't comment on why the two weren't allowed to meet for so long, her vehement condemnation of his mother adds fuel to the fire. Despite the lack of a murder weapon, the circumstantial evidence begins to build up. The murder is the latest media frenzy and all anyone can talk about. It seems straightforward enough to the general public. After years of being kept apart, Chiaki's mother had wanted to meet her son. When they finally met and he had no interest in reuniting with her, she went insane and killed him. But then there's no murder weapon, and we know that it wasn't. At school the Monday following the murder, though exam scores are released and posted, no one is of mind to discuss the tests. The school is buzzing with callous gossip. For his part, Shu spends the day staring out of the window. Did his own mother really kill him? If it wasn't the time traveler who killed Masaharu. Shu's not entirely sure what to think. His thoughts keep turning around in his mind endlessly, and, he has to admit, pointlessly. I know it might sound awful, but I almost would have preferred it if he'd been killed by the serial killer, because then I'd save him in a heartbeat. But now, Shu's careless thoughts not too long ago, that there was nothing to worry about, that he could just save anyone who was killed, are now like a lead weight on his conscience. I don't know what might happen if I tried to save Chiaki. Will someone else die in his place? If Chiaki was meant to die, if this was a death that had nothing to do with time travel, I can't fix it, can I? This is where it would be so nice if Kyosuke just gave us a memento that we could just travel to and be like, "Hey, kinda need your help, buddy. Is this guy supposed to die here?" No, he's not supposed to die there at all. And then we could go save him. One of them things, isn't it? You need to advance the plot somehow. He's tortured by his own powerlessness. On their way back to the dorms that day, everyone is silent. Talking about Chiaki is strictly taboo. When they arrive in the dormitory common room, a number of the other tenants are huddled around the television where another newscast related to the murder is being shown. Shu's eyes are involuntarily drawn to the image on the screen. Chiaki's mother, haggard-looking, desperate and in despair. Even now she's still screaming for anyone to give Chiaki back. Masaharu, looking stricken, quickly goes upstairs without a word. What a stupid bitch. Isn't she the one that killed him? Shouldn't she be asking herself to give him back? She's totally off her rocker. Yukinari looks disgusted by their irreverent behaviour and follows Masaharu upstairs. Only Natsume and Shu remain. Then, as Shu stands there staring helplessly at the screen, Chiaki's mother looks up. Though she is miles away from him physically, her eyes on the television screen catch his. Somehow, deep inside, Shu gets the feeling this woman is not a murderer. He can't explain it, but he doesn't think that she killed Chiaki. Natsume. Yes? Natsume replies gently after removing his headphones. Shu wonders if his brother was even listening to any music. Probably not. Natsume's voice is soft and yet resolute at the same time. Yep, we're going to ask him what he thinks about that. That's a no-brainer. Chiaki has been his best friend for years. Shu can't even begin to think of just how hurt his brother must feel right now, and yet he must ask. That woman, do you think she looks like someone who would really... Shu chokes on the rest of his sentence. Natsume is silent for what seems like an eternity. But when he finally responds, it seems he understood in full what Shu meant to say. If you ask me, I don't know why someone would work so hard for so many years to meet her son would just crumble like that and kill him. Sure, everyone's saying that she's just crazy, but that seems too convenient. Like everyone just wants someone easy to blame. Welcome to society. Besides, I know Chiaki really wanted to meet her. If he didn't, why would he have been so worried about it for so long? He wanted to meet her. She was important to him. I want to believe in that, if nothing else. She had no reason to kill him. Shu, sorry for asking such a weird question. We're all thinking weird things now. We all just want an explanation, but at the same time, nothing will make us feel whole again. For once, I think I know exactly how you feel. Why don't you go rest for a little while, Shu? I'll come get you when it's time to eat. Shu nods. We need to find a Memento. He and his brother then part at the stairwell. Shu reaches his own room in a matter of seconds and stands outside the door feeling uncertain. Being in there has brought him nothing but emptiness since Chiaki's death, but Shu inhales a deep breath and lets himself in. Nothing has changed, and yet so much has. Shu doesn't know how to feel about it all, but he's finally getting a handle on things. I don't know if Natsume knows it, but those were the exact words I needed to hear. If Chiaki really was murdered by his mother, I'll have to deal with that when I get there. But for now, the whole thing is just way too suspicious. I'd be satisfied unless I found out the whole story. Not from some bumbling police officers or random people jumping to conclusions, but for myself, with my own eyes. I don't have much time to mess around. I have to investigate now, while there might still be something to find. If I wait too long, all the evidence will be gone. And people will get suspicious if I spend too much time in my room. Natsume is going to check up on me soon too. Well, there's no time like the present to poke around for clues. About an hour of time to spare. Natsume will probably come and check on me after that. Well, look around for mementos, mate. And then we can just use the silent thing as much as we want, I think. I guess the obvious thing to do would be search our room first. Luckily, nobody's come to collect Chiaki's things first. I should be able to find something here. That hasn't been there before. What's this sticking out of Chiaki's drawer? A cram school pamphlet, huh? Guess Chiaki was getting pretty serious about his college entrance exams. I wonder where he wants to go after he graduates from high school. Yep. You've registered pamphlet in slot 5. You have about an hour. Yeah. Look around for mementos. We want to just find as many as we can. We're not going into active mode. Okay, the glasses. Shu finds his eye drawn to a pair of Chiaki's glasses lying on the desk. Well, these are mass-produced, so I don't think... Upon closer inspection, Shu notices that the glasses are broken. The lenses are cracked enough that Chiaki would have had to have replaced them soon enough. When did this happen? Maybe this might help me find some clues after all. Yep. The inventory shots are shown. Yes, we'll delete a memento. Where have we visited and changed that we won't ever need? I think that's irrelevant. I think they're all irrelevant, honestly. That one's probably the most pointless. Okay. No, we're still going to look around. Oh, that was it. That was the only thing we could do. Okay, whatever. Stealth. No. So it's these two here? Yeah. Okay. So, this one was before, and this one is older. Okay. Let's do this one first. And we'll go in stealth. We don't need to change anything yet. We can always go back later. The grandmother with black hair thing. Jesus Christ, she looks like a man who's just shaved. Just as Shu appears on the scene, he is thrown right in the middle of what appears to look like an argument between Chiaki and an old woman who is probably his grandmother. In one swift movement, fairly impressive for an old lady, she slaps Chiaki across the face hard. His glasses are sent flying from his face and they land on the wood floor with a resounding clack. In the tense silence that follows, Shu examines his surroundings a bit. He appears to be in the living room of Chiaki's house. He guesses that this room is at the centre of the house if it's like other more traditionally designed houses. If I come here in action mode, I might be able to find something to use. I mean, Jackie came here a lot before he died, right? I can't interact with objects when I'm invisible, so... Though he's curious as to what's going on between Jackie and his grandmother, this destination is too short for Shuki to find out. Fuck, really? How long was it? Going there in active mode's a terrible idea. That's called trespassing. We don't need to go there yet. We'll just save and then... I guess we can put it up to you guys again. How long is that? 10 minutes. Okay, so nothing. Hey, 25 minutes here. As we've done a few times now, we'll put it up to a vote with you guys. Shu is taken to the middle of a city street. He looks around, but his surroundings aren't immediately familiar. I don't really come to this part of town too much. It's times like this that Shirky wishes the time machine could be a little more descriptive about the destinations. When he takes a closer look at the buildings, however, Shu quickly figures out where he is. The academic district, where all the tutoring and places and bookstores are. We've been here like 1 billion times! I recognise this place by now! Jeez, I'm already surrounded by this crap for hours on end every day. Who'd want to go down a whole street with the same old stuff? A light commotion is coming from nearby as Shu turns and sees a large group of students in uniform shuffling out of one of the buildings down the street. When he sees Jackie among them, Shu figures the building must be the cram school that the pamphlet was advertising. Sure enough, Jackie is walking out with the pamphlet in hand. Guess Jackie was just at an orientation or something. I don't remember anything about him actually going to cram school, so it looks like he wasn't interested after all. Shu decides to walk alongside Jackie to observe the situation. While on his way back to the dorms, Jackie constantly glances at the pamphlet and sighs. Why does it have to be so expensive? In the end, he doesn't say much more than that. Yeah, people don't talk to themselves very much out loud. They eventually arrive at the dorms and Jackie makes his way inside without another word spoken. I didn't learn much from that. Well, most people don't really talk to themselves, so if I want to know what he's thinking, I'll just have to ask him. Shit! I know which ones you guys are going to go for. You're going to go for the one where we have to trespass on someone, don't you? Shit. Alright, well, it's your guys' vote. Whatever has the most votes wins. We'll do that. See you guys next time.